All right, welcome to another episode from the Chart Readers. My goodness, I made a video on SoundHound only a couple days ago. I said $5 seemed realistic, but did I expect it to happen on a single candle? Oh my goodness, no, right? But this is lovely. This is what red to green looks like. This is what a nice channel look like. And hey, we had some real big news. I know we talked about it earlier. Yeah, right here. They're basically launching, right? I think that's a simple summation. They're about to jump into 11 European markets. Again, we'll get into all the details later, right? But big news, right? And a beautiful channel, beautiful technicals behind it. It was just a perfect storm, right? From there, I think it's important to talk about BBAI. And truth be told, I almost forgot about this. This is why I love the Discord. Literally right before the end, he's a Thrive and Chive. He's a green. One of the Thrive and Chives called out BBAI, and I mean, this thing ran with SoundHound last time, right? You look at late February to March, my, you do the same thing on Sound, my, right? So if this does another setup, you kind of have to, in your back pocket, think to yourself, hey, maybe BBAI is going to do a little bit of a copy, right? So that's at least why I wanted to cover that one. But really, SoundHound is for sure the focus here. I'll also cover NVDA a little bit because obviously that's the connection that made that February run happen on both, right? But before we do go any further and I give you more of my thoughts and opinions, what are we going to do today? Same thing we always do, right? We'll take a look at the daily and the weekly to see how these things are setting up short term. We have our 5 moving averages. There are horizontal support and resistance lines that I do draw manually myself. And then when we are done up here, we'll use the MACD, RSI, and volume as our lower indicators. Hey, really quickly, if you can, please share this video across the internet. Subscribe to this channel. I totally did those backwards and it kind of threw me off a little bit. Comment good or bad if you disagree. Look, anything you do helps so much with these YouTube algorithms. But for real, just being here and giving me your time is super appreciated, all right? So, look, before I talk about today, again, I flashed the headline not that long ago. Before I talk about all that, I actually want to go back and talk about this day. So I think the last video I made was probably on this Friday, if I had to guess. I don't really exactly remember the date. But the big news for me, the big technical news, I would call it, because news is the wrong word. Today was the big news. The big technical moment was this candle, and it was all about that $4 line. And as I zoom out, look, the last time we were here, we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 dojis, and then a takeoff. We had a monster catch. You can give a lot more credit to the 100 moving average probably, but we did have a monster support and bounce here before. And again, on the most recent moment, we had 1, 2, 3. I'm going to go ahead and say 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 of them. All 9 of those were basically dojis in my eyes. All 4 of those were very insignificant candles. I would just kind of lump them into a doji because I'm not really a candle trader myself, right? Maybe a little cavalier, but again, at the minimum, 4 very textbook ones, and that for sure is a type of doji. I don't know the name of it. So another 5 textbook ones after the 6 textbook ones right there, right? So that $4 line had been such a big moment, and that candle right there made it start to seem like $5 was realistic. Again, did I expect it to happen on a single candle? No, of course not, right? Did I have any idea that this news was going to launch? No, of course not, right? But I liked the spacing. I liked the channel between the orange line and the red line, between the 20 moving average and the 50. I thought that was very beatable. I thought that the 50 was by itself, it was beatable, and hey, maybe we would go from there to there. I love good channels, whether it's my horizontal lines, the channel from here to here, or it's the channel between these lines, right? You add on the fact that it's just nothing but red, green, red, green. Like, this is a beautiful moving little channel right here. There's mini channels within the bigger channels. I don't know how many more times I can say the word channel. I apologize. And then you sprinkle on what today happened. So what did happen today? Look, they basically announced that they're launching. They're going to start to go into the I don't know how to pronounce the name of that car. I'm not going to mess it up, but they are going to go in production on these vehicles across 11 European markets. And you're going to sprinkle in a little bit of Chat GPT AI, right? Like there is a lot happening on this single headline right there. Europe is a big market. Europe is actually probably one of the bigger markets because Europe is being really, really heavy on what they pass to make EV more acceptable, more affordable, more this or that. They are really, really shifting people. The US is not the same. I don't even know if China is the same. I'll be honest. I'm not going to pretend I know what that region looks like right now, right? But going into Europe is a real big move. And, you know, yesterday, 2023 gainers definitely mentioned that European sales are going up a lot. Truth be told, I didn't really look into that and validate that. I think it'd be a really good one to look up if you know it. But hey, I really like the European market for EVs specifically. And I mean, there's a lot of big countries being named, right? Cool. Okay. From there, what are the technicals? Okay, look, on my last video, I actually thought that the $5 point would be the target, all right? And that was obviously not news related, but we're at a really interesting place right here, all right? My issue and the real reason I thought only 5 was volume. Okay, I zoomed out for a reason. We got this big move. I'm actually going to zoom out a little bit more. All we were doing for months and months and months and months, I could probably zoom out even more, but this is good enough, right? We were pretty much living under that white line, under the 50-day volume average. Volume is king. Volume is queen for my ladies out there, right? And once you can start breaking that line, once you can start destroying that line, that's how price goes up, okay? After this NVIDIA moment, all we were doing, right? I'm basically zoomed in now. All we were doing was living well under it. Today we destroy it for the first time. The question is now going to be, is it going to hold like this or not? All right. Volume is going to be really, really important here. Look, I actually like this RSI. Obviously 79 is a little bit high, but look at what happened on the last run. 93 that day, 92 that day, another one right here, 88. 85, what was this one? 86, what was that one? 80, like this thing was living in the high 80s, let alone the 90s, right? So normally I would say, hey, maybe there's a cool down coming, but oh man. Now, the one thing I would say, and I'm at least going to just flash it real quick, all right? Rivian had some big news. It couldn't quite get over that last moving average. It obviously eventually did and went, right? Okay, with SOUN, maybe. I don't think it's going to be as let me take that. Let me just finish the thought and then we'll go from there. This is that last line. This thing did get up here on a single candle because of some news, right? I actually did mention it in the Discord. I thought, look, SOUN, big day. It might come down to 480 or even 460. I think maybe we'll retreat. We'll retreat a little bit close to this 50 moving average. I think maybe we'll wait for the 8 moving average to come up. As we retreat down, this thing comes up, we'll hit it and bounce. That's exactly what happened with Rivian. It made a move really big on some news. It just kind of stayed. The 8 moving average was down here. It worked its way up, just kind of stayed. It hit it and it went, right? I could see that happening. And if that happens, I could see that 480, you can see 460 is basically where the 50 moving average is, right? So maybe we'll call it 475, a little bit of a in between that. Otherwise, and I'm pretty sure I said it here too, you break 530, and there's not a lot stopping 7. Let's zoom out and see why. Look at this green, red, green, red. We just showed the power of that down here. As fast as we went from here to there, we really might go. That is, I'm going to say it one more time. That's a beautiful channel right there. It really, really is, right? So looking for that 527, that's what my line's at, right? 530 is what I called it, whatever, right? We're talking about pennies. Break that. Oh man, my line is actually closer to 8 than it is 7, right? I said 7 because, hey, maybe we stop around this candle. You can see that's basically at 695 when I'm looking at that February 12th, sorry, March 12th. Otherwise, I mean, green, green, green should probably even take it to right there, right? But that's what I'm hunting for an entry if you're not in. Hey, maybe even a 484, 470 could be an interesting point for an entry. Maybe one of those is even an interesting average up point, right? Like there's so many things you can do with these lines. Never am I using the words buy, sell, hold, right? We're just here giving opinions, all right? Loving that MACD. So yeah, loving that MACD. I already talked about the RSI. We're seeing a nice divergence on both. Not quite in the positive realm, but it smells like we're about to hit that zero and go, right? Again, volume, volume, volume. All right. I'm looking for 100. I am looking for at least 100 million shares in a 7-hour trading day. I need 14 million shares. Let's call it 15. I need 15 million in the first hour. I need 30 million in that second hour. Give me 30 million in that second hour. Give me almost half of today in 2 hours. Oh man, SOUND could be hard to stop, all right? This is big. This is for sure big, and it feels like, when is this going to break? Not necessarily if, but hey, let's see what happens. I'll at least say this. All they're doing is launching. We need to see how the launch goes. We need to see if there's any issues. We need to see if people end up hating it. People love it. Are they going to go into more cars because of this? Are they going to go outside of cars and go into different applications? There's a lot of what ifs that are kind of brewing from this, right? So the last thing I actually want to look at is NVDA, all right? NVDA is literally knocking on the door of the golden line that I just drew on my last video, all right? If we break that golden line, that would only help SOUND, because all of a sudden, if that stock is doing well, this is a stock that they're investing in. If this does well, you kind of think to yourself, oh, their investment's going to do really well. There's a lot of easy connections right there, right? So SOUND kissing that golden line is a beautiful, beautiful thing. NVIDIA kissing that line is a beautiful thing, all right? So let me know your thoughts. Did I look at the weekly? Let's look at the weekly. Look at this thing. So the 100 moving average just got created on the weekly. This thing has not been around for that long. There is no 200 moving average, and there will not be a 200 moving average for maybe another year. If I had to guess, at least another 50 weeks, right? So that does not look like 50 weeks right there. So yeah, we're barely starting this 100 week till we get to the 200th week, right? This looks good. This looks good. That's a nice RSI, a very healthy number. And again, the weekly RSI got to 90. Goodness. MACD stayed positive. I'm just kind of assuming it's going to go green over red soon, right? Again, I don't want to get too assumptuous here. I don't know if assumptuous is a word, but you get what I'm trying to say. SOUND, my goodness. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know your opinions, even if you disagree. I think BBAI is a quick discussion and a quick look, all right? This very much is all about SOUND, even though I'm looking at BBAI, and the reason for that is this monster run right there, all right? So really quickly, please, if you can subscribe, if you can share this video, oh, it does wonders with the algorithms, all right? Look, BBAI really did not deserve to go from 1 something all the way to, what, 5? 4. All right, 480, almost 5, my goodness. It really didn't. And I'm not trying to hate on BBAI. You know, to me, every single stock is a random 3 to 5 letters, right? When a stock runs for no reason and it's connected to a stock that ran for a reason, all of a sudden that same stock now has a reason. And if that stock, I mean, you get what I'm trying to say, right? I don't know if if SOUND is gonna make the same 5x run. All right. On that same token, I don't know if BBAI is gonna make the same 4x, 3x, whatever we want to call it. I think at the minimum right now, there's a lot of reason to think that we're about to come to like 180-ish. Right, 180 is basically where the 200 moving average is sitting. We might even just wick a little bit up and actually hit that 189. Sorry, 187, 189. Who cares? A couple pennies. This is nice down here. This had that same pop up, had to come down. all of a sudden we have a couple good days of volume and a couple days of getting over that 50 moving average. If we can get over that 180, man, there's not a lot stopping 250 at least. And hey, that's a dollar movement from where we're sitting if good things happen, right? So this is very, very much connected to SOUN. It's at least worth the reminder because, hey, it did it once before. And if SOUN was the thing it copied, and SOUN seems like it's about to take off, you should at least look here, right? Just food for thought, maybe worth a consideration. Let me know your thoughts. As always, hey, thank you so much for the time.